in here first. Since we got 2 waiting. 3 waiting. Chipper. Killdeer. 17. Where's all that? 11. This is not the random give stuff away live stream, guys. Sorry. Guess all the numbers you want. Yeah. I picked right up on that one, didn't I? Oh. Hey, Mike. Oh. Blue, yeah. Welcome back, everybody that was in the other room that I just like stuff. Gotta be quick. There were people in here before I got in here. How they did that, I do not know. What do y'all want to talk about? Y'all want to talk about my inability to write and produce poetry? That works for me. I probably got like 2,000 little poems like that around the house that I've written. Just unicorn magic. Oh, unicorn magic is very powerful.
Unicorns are evil.
Unicorns are evil. It's just like Cupid is evil. People don't understand the truth behind. See, that's why I have a dead unicorn on my t-shirts. Because a live unicorn can hurt you really bad. Cool. My family actually owns a web page, but there's not anything on it. If I talked with my brother, I could probably get some stuff on there, but yeah. We have our own domain. Unicorn magic. Mythically speaking, the unicorn is a beast that does not care for humankind as a species or even as a spirit. They are dissatisfied with our existence in that they were forced to move into another plane because of our barbaric intentions towards their species. Honestly. I guess I could do that. I think, Wayne, you at work? You, what? Yes, we did. We gave them to the boys, and they were very, very happy with the haversacks. LS is just trying to make herself in the evening without having to go get no ice cream. Yeah. Hello, creative. I got the camera turned off. Keeps me from getting harassed by people for slowly filling my lungs with tar. Hello, Tina. Here's a scenario for y'all. I'm going to try to make this as dark and unescapable as possible. How's that? There's a poppet in my ashtray, you little brat. Hey, Kiri. Sweet pea. Oh, that going. Oh, just wanted to give her that back. Anyways, all right, let's assume that you have decided to go see family during the holidays. You have packed enough clothes for the weekend. You have gifts for everybody. But because you have to pack the clothing for the family and the gifts and everything, you don't have enough room for your bug out bag. I know, nobody would make that mistake, but you did. You've traveled half the distance to Granny's house. You're going to go see your granny. You love your granny. You want to go see your granny. I don't care if you don't like your granny or whatever. I don't care if you are granny. This is the scenario. You've traveled half the distance. There is a mass, I'm talking a mass coronal ejection that nobody told you was coming. It slams the northern hemisphere in America or Great Britain or wherever you're at. Is facing the sun when it hits. Is facing the ejection. Wipes out all the electronics. It actually blows up the battery in your car. It's so strong. The lights are out. The car's not running. You're stranded. 150 miles from home, 150 miles from Granny's, and you've got a bunch of stocking stuffers and ugly sweaters and no bug out bag. You've already passed through one major metropolitan area. You've got to pass through another one to get to Granny's house or through that one to get home. Not only did this coronal mass ejection mess up all the electronics, it actually causes destabilization in the magnetic poles of the Earth, which causes a severe wobble over a 24-hour period. The actual rotation, the pivot of the Earth's rotation moves 2 or 3 degrees and then restabilizes, which causes earthquakes and tsunamis and volcanoes. Everything is torn up. What do you do? Yes, LS, exactly correct. You win. Creative, why are you not blue? This is a Kobayashi Maru exercise. Yes. What do you do? And Chipper, you did not realize this, but you and your wife adopted 2 children. Okay, y'all got 2 young children with you right now. And they're very dissatisfied in the fact that the minivan broke down. You had to trade in your truck and get a minivan. And your minivan won't run.
I think she's been listening to you too long.
I think so. LS is winning this game so far. Oh, plan. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Um, come on. Y'all gotta come up with something. What I would do is start whack-a-moling people in other minivans and going through their Christmas presents to see if anybody on their Christmas list had any good stuff coming. Like somebody's got to be getting a new handgun. Somebody's surely getting a new backpack. Surely there's somebody out there that likes hiking.
Killdeer.
Thank you, Killdeer, again. That's the deal. Most of the things people are saying they're prepping for, if 2 or 3 of them happen at the same time, you're done. If the Yellowstone Caldera, everybody's like, well, I don't want to go anywhere close to Yellowstone in case that thing blows up. Y'all realize that that's the whole United States? If that thing goes, it's everybody. It's even Arkansas. I mean, it did you no good to move into the Ozarks. Cool. Hope he's a nice feller. Grouchy, you rented a minivan for the trip because your truck was in the shop. Everybody's in a minivan. Everybody's in a crappy Ford minivan. Everybody is in a crappy Ford minivan. It's not even a new. Yeah, I heard about all that. There's a halo of protection around the Ozark. That's why water just leaks up out of the ground everywhere because them rocks are super stable. And there's no way that those rocks were just pushed up in a big pile by some giant earthquake or something. Hey, High Desert. High Desert, we're all trapped in a minivan 150 miles from where we want to be in any direction. You have 2 angry, upset children with you. You left your bug out bag at home, and all you have is ugly Christmas sweaters and whatever it was you were giving somebody else for Christmas. What do you do? because it was a mass coronal ejection and what do you call it? A rotational pivot wobble thing that set off a bunch of earthquakes and volcanoes, and it's just everything's tore up, man. So what are you gonna do? Yeah. Could make it worse. I could say, okay, we all joined the Green Party and went out and bought a Prius. Ow. And after stopping for 3 hours every 1 hour to recharge our vehicle because we didn't want to burn that nasty fossil fuel. Oh, you're set. You can let the west wind. You can take the knife and the flask of whiskey, and then put the kids on the bicycles, and you and the radio operator can ride on the handlebars while the two kids pump y'all all the way to Granny's house. Problem solved.
If I was driving, I guess I'd shoot myself.
This ain't that bad. That's the there's
Leave the kids and wear the sweaters to say.
leave the kids and wear the sweaters to safety. There you go.
LS, I'd have crocheted beanies, some seasonings, some diapers, and some more.
You're set. I try to take kids with me on long road trips in case something like this happens. I have some food. Just joking. The whole moral to this story is rather than leave your bug out bags home, get the people you're going to see a gift card. She was so in there. She's just ignoring me.
Make the kids push the van.
Yeah, make the kids push the van. Hold a bag of hot Cheetos in front of them. You want this? Push.
What?
I was trying to give you back that pop-it a while ago and you went into the door.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
That's rude.
Sorry. Watching Cloudy with the Chance Meatball.
That's not grown-up TV. It's people don't realize that there's zero insulation in a vehicle. The temperature inside the vehicle and the outside of the vehicle in the wintertime equalizes very quickly. Now, it'll shelter you from the wind and stuff, but whatever, if it's 20 degrees outside the van or car or truck, it's going to be 20 degrees in that vehicle without the heater running. So if the vehicle does not start and does not run, you have no heat. There's nothing to store your body heat Okay, it just dissipates. It's absorbed by the cold and eaten away, so your body will oxygenate more aggressively, which will cause you to dehydrate faster, which will put you in a bigger mess. If it's, I mean, it's the wintertime, you're on a Christmas trip. Do not leave. I don't care if you're going to the grocery store, people, that is 10 blocks away. Do not leave your house without a blanket for every seat in your vehicle. If you have a 4-door pickup truck, that's 6 seats. That's 6 blankets, 6 warm blankets. Because if you have 6 people in there, if you have a person per seat, each person's going to need its own blanket.
Okay. I think I got 3 blankets in my car.
You got 3 blankets in your car, and
Hey, Wes, you think the woodsman will be windy out here?
the Woodsman's Pal. Which one is that? I've heard of it. Well, you could do that, but I would not do it while I was inside the van. You could burn the tires. You know, you would actually be warmer if you got out of the van. Let's say you were lucky enough to score a white winter or a white Christmas. Why anybody would want 2 foot of snow on the ground when you got a brand new bicycle is beyond me. But you'd actually be warmer digging into the snowbank than staying in the vehicle.
Hi, why don't you go lay with your friend? Look, June's over there. You see HCP's response now.
Yeah, but if it's if everything's wiped out, in a realistic thing, HTP, that's probably a really good course of action. Which the one I've said a while ago, there's no way. I mean, you're screwed. Why would you even bother walking the 150 miles either direction? Wherever you're at, that's where you're at. The whole thing was don't leave home without don't leave the house unprepared. Don't leave in the wintertime, you don't go anywhere without a blanket. In the summertime, you don't go anywhere without mosquito repellent. And water. You don't go anywhere without water in the wintertime. Water is just as important to you in the winter. More people suffer, let me hold on, I don't want to lie. A lot of people suffer from dehydration in the wintertime too. Did you know that? A lot of people spend the entire winter borderline dehydrated because they don't realize that every time they exhale, they lose water. They're not sweating. The water's still leaving their body. What I missed? Oh, the dog getting the couch with you or something? Oh, you're in my chair.
Yeah, but I was telling the dog to go away, so Wes, go play with your friend.
Oh. I let the mutt sit in my lap last night. I think that's why I can't walk today. You know those little smiley face pain level things or whatever? Whew. Been on a solid 6 all day. Hey, Twisted Metal. You know, it's people act like it's going to ruin their day to have to keep emergency water in their vehicle. And they're like, oh, somebody might have found out I'm scared. Uh, you're not scared. You're trying to be prudent. Raisins is a good choice. Raisins keep a really long time. They have a lot of food value, and you don't feed them to the dog. That's just wrong. Mike, just get her a 4x4 truck and tell her she's just borrowing it. Wah, wah, wah. We keep granola bars in our vehicles. They last forever. They're food. You don't have to cook them. You eat them and you drink water, and you're good to go. One package of one of the little deals of granola bars, though, you need to have a full what are those, the 10 or 12 ounce water bottles or whatever, the normal size bottles of water you can get in the case. You got to drink the whole thing if you eat the granola bar, so your body can digest it. Glad we're rubbing off, D-Day. I've got to get my truck back together. I took a bunch of stuff out, cleaning it and stuff. I have been rolling for almost 2 weeks without a shotgun in my truck. Um, LS, I think in that situation, what you do is you torch the neighbor's house and then hang out in their shed and roast weenies until they get the power back on. You don't want to torch your house, so it would be wrong. It would be a really bad idea. Same thing. You have an alternate, and do not light wood burning anything in your house that's not vented.
And don't light it with gasoline.
And do not light it with gasoline. The little blind buddies or whatever, double buddies, whatever, the little heaters or whatever. Those things have the refractory in the front of them. It's actually like kind of like catalytic converter stuff. It lowers, it doesn't eliminate it, but it lowers the carbon monoxide in the wood burning thing. I mean, you're going to want some fresh air. Yeah, little buddy propane heaters are an excellent investment. You don't want to light it in your house with, like the modern homes where there's no drafts, there's no whatever. That little heater is going to eat up all the oxygen in your house because there's no air coming in. But those things in a small space, they will cook you out even with the window open. Okay? When we go 20 degrees outside and you're in the deer blind and you got the little buddy going and stuff, you're sitting there in your jeans and shirt with the windows open waiting for the deer to show up. I mean, they can see the heat signature from that deer blind in orbit, trust me. We don't get to zero often, Isaac. Yep, I've actually got one of the giant versions of it that you can hook to a little, one of the, was it 5-gallon or whatever propane bottles? If you can only have, and there's a lot of people that argue one way or another. If you can only have one gun, get it. If that's all you can have is one gun, get a 12 gauge shotgun. A 12 gauge with the right shell will kill anything in North America. And BA brought it up, the cut shells or whatever. If all you've got is 12 gauge, you can do a cut shell. You can't feed a bunch of cut shells into your tube and then work your pump. You can't open your slide and drop the cut shell in and use your pump to fire a cut shell. You just can't auto feed them. But up to 50 yards, you can still knock a deer out, or you can kill a deer, an elk, a grizzly bear with a cut shell. If you have the way to make the wax slugs, key to those I found is to make them in the, make sure the shells are warm. So the wax goes all the way into the shot. And they still work, but wax slugs or wax shells or cut shells are fast, cheap, and easy. And believe it or not, one of those little breakover single shots, those 98, I think they're $98 or whatever at Walmart now. Those are good, boom, $98 and you got a shotgun. For 90% of what you need a shotgun for, you can do with one round at a time. It wouldn't carry very much of a wallet, would it? I've shot a lot of different things out of the end of a 12 gauge, and there's whatever you put in the 12 gauge, it either needs to be the shape of the barrel, like a cylinder, or round, for lack of a better word. Are they Hatfields? Is that what they are? I never thought about doing it like that. But I haven't made very many wax shells, so just it's easier to do the cut shell. Yeah, your my guns aren't named. They're not my little blue barrel babies. All the poor things are treated like tools. I believe he meant banned, just a. Yeah, and primers and old T-shirts are. Hey, Brock. Missed you in the last one. Whenever I do the Bible study, I don't have the chat open. So if I didn't say hi, that was it. I I just check the chat periodically when I'm doing those. Biddy ain't gotta be sorry. It's just we're just in here chatting it up about shotguns and shit. Yep. And the beauty of black powder is it's so forgiving. Um, you know, the amount of black powder you use compared to modern powder is so different. It's scary. So, and you can, with a little research and a little practice and a little effort, you can safely store everything you need to make. Yes. Thank you. I'll be in there in a little bit. I gotta force my way through it tomorrow. Never saying what's about it. Yes, black powder is racist. It's actually not really black. It's dark gray. So that makes you feel any better. Good night, creative. I'm actually playing around with uh, copper slugs right now. I have to make sure they work before I tell y'all how I made them and how to load them and everything. One thing I do know about black powder is you're better off using softwood charcoal than hardwood charcoal. The best charcoal to use for black powder, as far as, making it, the faster black powder burns, the more accurate the cartridge is going to be, and the more muzzle velocity you will get. But you've got to be careful because you're talking, faster burn, higher pressures. So, but redwood and dadgummit, softwoods burn up faster. I don't know if you noticed, like if you throw redwood in the fire or shakes, cedar shakes or whatever, you throw them in the fire and they burn up and they're gone in no time or whatever. They burn faster. So your charcoal burns faster. So when you mix it with the saltpeter and the sulfur, which, you do not have to have sulfur for it to work. Sulfur just lowers the ignition temperature and makes it fire with more humidity. You don't have to have sulfur. It makes it better, but it's not required. Anyway, if you use the softwood, the black powder burns faster and therefore makes better black powder. Yes, that's better. Yes, Chipper, it is legal to be educated. There's a guy, I can't think of the name of him. He does a lot of black powder research. He's got several really good videos on how to make black powder. And it's not by volume, it's by weight. When you're making the stuff, remember that you need a scale. It doesn't have to be a digital scale, but you know, you need something to weigh it so you know you're putting the right number together. Nitrocellulose, that's uh, gun cotton, and that stuff's volatile and dangerous. Or can be. Cool. Not grouchy. Yeah, I gotta get out of here pretty quick too. I want to make a black powder rifle from the ground up. Yeah, just ate or how about that? Is black powder muzzleloaders, are they okay in your country? Anybody can have one of those over here. Seems like. Yeah, the Brock that um, gun cotton or nitrocellulose or whatever, that's used more for explosives. I actually have a fertilizer back there that I can use to make gunpowder, but it's actually used to make explosives because it's not as stable, if you will. Um, like you can set black powder off with compression, but you have to try real hard. Like if you put, I mean, you pack your gun or your cartridge all the way full, or your bullet casing all the way full, and then try to shove a slug in there and compress that black powder down, it's liable to go off in your face. If you do that with nitrocellulose, it's going to blow up in your face. Jeez. Yeah, I ain't lost nothing in Great Britain. Have a good night, LS. Don't let the bed bugs bite or nothing. Then cop knocked all the really cool channels out. I mean, there was a guy on here that could show you how to make a semi-automatic 22 rifle with a grinder, an oxyacetylene welder, and a drill. He built it with a regular angle grinder, a welder, oxyacetylene torch, and just a regular drill. Wasn't no drill press, no nothing. It was the coolest crap ever. Weapons are easy to make. Just walk out and pick up a stick, a rock, pipe, a broken piece of glass, beer bottle, beer mug. I don't really want to make a weapon. I want to make a black powder rifle. It shall be a toy. There you go. Hello, Chandra the Strange. You did not disappear into the nether world. I thought you had gone forever. How you been doing? Night, Bitty Boo. Chandra the Strange. Yeah, it just occurred to me. I spent the entire evening on YouTube talking to you people, and I did not watch a single episode of The Last Kingdom or whatever. You need to put up a video of those keychains, Gender. anybody's wondering, Chandra's got those that contest she did for the international prepper symbol or whatever that my wife won. Okay, I'll do a video on them. Anyway, she can make you one. No spoilers. I will kill this chat that fast. The first hint of a spoiler in this chat, and it's over with. We're setting on episode 1 of the final season, or the last season. That's part of it. Like $6, right? Plus shipping and handling or something. No. When you send them to me, make sure I know all the particulars. We've been missing you too. We had a big old party. This is the second live stream. We did the Bible study earlier. Code West for this guy. Yeah, I got to do a video on a hammock. I got to find 2 trees around here that'll hold up a hammock. I tried that actually. The one Miss S come up with was super cool. There's so much more to prepping than beans, bullets, and band-aids. She had water, shelter, food, fire, and cutting edges. She had a knife, water. I can see it in my head. It's water, shelter, knife, fire, food. I thought about I could set it up in my den. The hammock they sent me is super cool, man. I've took it out and looked at it or whatever. Flipping thing's huge. I don't know, Sister Chan. Maybe I have the camera turned off. There, is that better? I have the camera off so y'all don't see me like wincing every time I move. Old. What hurts? You know what let me see. I'll just tell you what don't hurt, and we'll run with that. Yeah. This finger is not giving me the least bit of trouble. No, it's this one. This one's a little tender. Anywhere on my body that was ever injured was little tender. Like that. Old Testament rule. When you don't feel good and stuff, wash your hair, toilet, comb it. Present yourself as feeling okay. You should never look pietous. As a follower of Christ, why would he want you to appear to be suffering? That'll work. Or you just pray. It's that time of year, Westman. That's it right there. I overdid it yesterday. I was climbing and jumping around and crawling on my hands and knees like I was in my 20s. I had people waiting on me, so I was moving a little bit faster than normal, doing things a lot I ordinarily wouldn't do. I paid for it when I got out of bed. I thrashed one elbow, both shoulders, both knees, one hip, my back, my right ankle, my right wrist, my left hand. I think that's all. On my neck, motorcycle. Oh, do not want to hit the back end of a Bonneville at 40 miles an hour. Just saying. It hurts a lot. Bouncing back off the Bonneville and coming down on your own fuel tank without a cup on. I mean, you can, you know, uh, it's okay to be plain, you know, jeans and t-shirt kind of person. But you shouldn't allow yourself to look pathetic. Yep, I'm mad. Those hangnails are pretty rough too. Yeah. Hey Trey, what are you doing up this time of night? I'm glad you're in here though. How's the cows doing? Got any more babies? Them more baby cow. Yeah, y'all own that bull, or is that somebody else's bull, Trey? Because keeping a bull's expensive. Because I mean, you basically just got to feed him and water him 365 days a year for him to enjoy himself. I got a while to go before Thursday gets here. I didn't watch the abandoned video. There's some things I just don't feel necessary to sit through. Pasture ornaments are not cheap. It's a decent looking bull, though. There's somebody up the road. I saw it. I hadn't, and I've driven up and down that road a lot, and I don't know where they got it. They got a big Spanish bull in there. So I don't know if they're planning on putting that in. He's got some longhorn cows, but it's not a longhorn bull. It's a Spanish bull. So I don't know what he's planning on doing. What's the matter? What did I miss? I may have missed something in the chat. Oh, the old people thing? Nah, it's an old people thing. Trust me. Um, you need to stop by more, Chan. You really do. Yeah, everybody in here misses you. And that's their job. All right, Sister Alaska. All right, you peoples, if y'all want to keep on chatting it up, y'all need to take a vote and see who's going to run the after show. I'm going to get off of here. I am going to bed. If you need me, you know where I'm at. And I don't preach at people. I'm pretty good at just talking. I gotta pull up that other page so I can tell you about. Love y'all. And this chat's gonna go away whenever I close it. All you people that are in here still, all 14 of you still watching. I 13 of you that are still watching. Probably, I'm pretty sure I've settled on a war club for the giveaway. Now y'all are the only ones that know what it's going to be. But that's something I can make in my spare time and put as much effort into it as I want and still come up pretty cool. So, y'all have a good night. Stay alive. Don't die. God bless.